Hey guys, Drea Avent here with a basketball legend, Henry Bibby. Of course, we know that he was part of a dynasty in college basketball. He was a great pro player and also really made his mark as a coach as well. So we're going to talk about various things with him, but we're going to start off with his college basketball career. He was the starting point guard for UCLA, back-to-back national titles, 71, 72, and 1970. And Coach Bibby, just tell me a little bit about that experience, the back-to-back titles under John Wooden and what that meant to you.
Well, it was unbelievable just being a part of it. And there are so many people, as I see walking down the street, say, what was it really like? At 18 and 19, you don't really remember a lot when you get to be, this age. But I remember that it was fun. I remember every night we knew we were going to win. I knew every night we were prepared to be a good basketball team. I was prepared to be a good player. I was prepared to be a good person. That's what Coach Wooden instilled in us at UCLA. It was just fun every day being there.
Mm-hmm. And it's hard enough for teams to win one national title, but you guys won 3. What was it about the team chemistry that really allowed you to thrive as a unit year after year like that?
You got to have good players.
Yeah.
Starts
with that.
We had some good players. My first year was Sidney Wicks and Curtis Rowe, John Vallely. All 3 were All-Americans and just super players. And we went on before I got there. You're looking at Kareem Jabbar,
right.
Great players. And I remember Coach Wooden had said to me once, we were talking when I was at USC, and I said, Coach, give me some information on how I can make this program a success. And he said, well, if your players are better than my players, you're going to win. And if my players are better than yours, I'm going to win. So I took that to heart, and I said, I have to go and get really good players to put on the floor to win. And I think that's what he did at UCLA, and he taught fundamental basketball at UCLA, and we knew how to win. We wanted to win. We knew the history of the school of winning, and we just knew every night we went out, we were going to win basketball games. We had that air about us. That was UCLA that nobody else had.
He really made his impression felt with you. How did he help your individual game the most throughout your time working with him?
He would just teach you, and when you make a mistake, he would point that mistake out to you. Then when you make it again, he would just shake his head and smile and keep going.
Right.
But we knew the mistakes we were making. My closeness came to Coach when I left UCLA and I became a coach at USC, where I visited him much more. We talked more basketball, why he did certain things a certain way. And that had more of an impact on me, I think, than anything. Once I got out of school and I became like a grown man, that he helped instill more of the information that I could really take in at the time. And like I said, 18 and 19 years old, you're not taking in a lot.
I don't take in anything.
No, you're enjoying the scene, you're enjoying
right.
UCLA, you're enjoying the campus of Westwood. But again, once you hit a certain point in time in your life, you start, absorbing all the information that's been given to you, and I did that through him at the end of my career.
Yeah, and you mentioned the impact that he had later in life. You were close to him all the way through. You were even with him up until almost the day that he passed away. How emotional was that for you?
It was very saddened to see that, but I knew in talking to him, he had lived a great life. I knew he wanted to go on and be with his wife. The years after, and he had done so much for basketball. He was such a humble man, just an iconic basketball coach, one of the greatest, if not in the top 3 who ever coached basketball. And he was the most humble guy you could ever meet. He would never look at anyone and say anything that was negative towards them. Everything was positive. He had conversations for everybody. He would never shun anyone away from an autograph. He just did everything the right way. And I wish I could live my life like that.
I know, me too.
It's tough, it's tough.
Right. Well, the 70, 71, and 72 teams, you guys really set the standard with your dynasty. If you had to narrow it down to one greatest memory of that time, what would it be? I know it's probably going to be hard to do that, but just your one greatest memory. It's tough to do that.
It's tough to do one great memory. I think
Okay.
each year that I won, the 3 years that I won, I could pick something out that stood out. But it was just we knew we were going to win. We had the confidence of winning every time we went out, and that's what I loved about it. We were UCLA. We were the Bruins. We were the best.
They were UCLA. They were the Bruins. They were the best. That's what it was all about back then.
That's what it was all about.
All right. Well, of course, we're sitting with a legend, so we have to stick with him, and we have much more to come in part 2. So make sure to keep an eye out for part 2 with Henry Bibby, Drea Avent.